Hey everybody, have some more parking lot thoughts for you today. So this weekend I did my first powerlifting meet. It was really cool. It was officially sanctioned, judges and everything. Had done some backyard meet type things before, which those were cool too. This was really intense and it was really cool getting to just be around all these strong lifters, seeing how they did things, how good they were at things, just the attitudes, the focus they had. Picked up a few tips, I think. Nothing too much coming to mind on the like nuts and bolts, but just there's some other things, that, I picked up on. And overall, I'm really fired up about getting back to training, just being around that environment all day long. Makes me want to get back and train, taking a few days off, but then I'm going to get back to it and start working on some new cool things in the gym. The things I really did learn about and think about, more since this competition is, for starters, just like the precision that a lot of these competing lifters worked with. Just watching them move around and how they lifted and how precise they were with, every single aspect of every single lift. I thought that was interesting. I thought that's something that's a lot better than what you see in your normal gym. I lift in a normal gym, small neighborhood gym. Don't have a lot of that. And honestly, that came back to kind of bite me a little bit. Had 3 lifts that I fully lifted the weight, but, technical faults, so no lift. Which I think just being more precise about what I do would have fixed that. For instance, I had a bench press that I bench pressed and, then I put it back in the rack before the rack command. Bad way to miss a lift. Then, something that feeds into that is just thinking about the whole idea of having crews and training partners and really, really building an environment where that it is taken care of and, you practice being precise in your workouts. That's not something I've been doing. I train alone, lift alone. In fact, I went to this competition alone. Looking around, most of the other people lifting seem to have somebody there with them, a coach, training partner. I mean, some of these groups, there's a couple groups of 3, 4, 5 people, that, obviously train together, worked out at the same gym. So they are, from what I'm going to surmise, helping each other out during training, calling each other, steps on squats, saying that, you cut it. All these things, helping with commands, so that you can practice the sport of powerlifting. I think in general, that's something that like I could really be better at. I read the rule book before I went to this and, worked on pausing my bench press, but just the precision with which everything is done, I can get better at. And I don't think it really takes anything away, once I get into those good habits. I just need somebody to, call me out on the bad habits then. But that feeds into the last thing. Probably doesn't feed into it at all. Horrible segue, but we're going to keep going with it. Is that it was a very positive group of people. Everyone really was helping everybody, really encouraging everybody after every lift. It was a good environment as far as that goes. I think that's something that we can, I left the event feeling, uplifted and, hey, I like lifting. Lifting is cool. I like being around people that like lifting. And, I don't always get that from the folks in the gym when I'm working out. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And I'm sure there's a lot of times where I'm not putting out good positive energy to other people in the gym. Even as a personal trainer, I should be putting that into every workout for every client. And do I do that, to the utmost degree? Maybe not, but just feeling all that positive energy and, the good vibes and all that just makes me think, we've got to consciously, and I can do this and you guys can do this, put out that good energy into the gym. So that's something I'm going to work on. Hope you guys all gathered something from my ramblings, but powerlifting's cool. I plan to do some more of it and maybe lift some bigger numbers. Maybe not, but it was fun. Have a good one.